Hey, if you're still awake, tonight I want to finish our conversation about perfection. We talked about how exhausting it can be. We talked about how exciting it can be. But tonight, I want to talk about why so many of us never feel like we've arrived. Because perfection is a moving target. I think most of us have a picture in our head, a version of ourselves that we have finally figured it out. Maybe it's a certain salary, a relationship, a career, a house, a title, a dream, and we convince ourselves, once I get there, once I get there, then I will be proud of myself. And me, the speaker, I have convinced myself of that many times. I have tried to make myself believe that many times. Once I get there, once I get to the goal that I want, the salary that I want, the body that I want, the career that I want, the title that I want, then I'll be proud of myself. But to be honest with you, I have never felt proud of myself because perfection is a moving target. And because I constantly try to chase it, I never stood there. I never stood still and felt a sense of pride. I never stood still and felt proud about any of the accomplishments I've done before. I've done this more times than I can count, actually. When I started running in May 2025, I thought a certain pace would make me feel accomplished. 8-mile pace, 7-mile pace, 6 minute per mile pace. Then I hit it, the fastest I've ever been on my 2 feet, 7 minutes per mile. But immediately, I wanted more. I wanted another one. I wanted more. I wanted more. I've done it with my career. I've done it with fitness. I've done it with money. I've done it with life. And every mountain became a hill the second I stood on top of it. Think about that. You, the listener. Listen to my voice as I say this. Every mountain became a hill the second I stood on top of it. That's coming from somebody who never felt proud of himself, who never felt a sense of pride, who always kept chasing. Because I never appreciated the mountain I stood on top of. And that mountain is a rare mountain to stand on top of. It's a part of the top 1% of people. Think about it. A lot of people do not run 7 minutes per mile, 8 minutes per mile, 6 minutes per mile. And that's a mountain that you can stand on top of. But every chance I did take to stand on top of that mountain, it just felt like a hill. And that's the strange thing about ambition. Ambition. I wonder if I'm saying the word correctly. Mind you, this is a conversation between me and you, the viewer, not the viewer, the listener. I don't have a script. This is just recorded from the dome. That's why I allow myself with so many mistakes. But the strange thing about ambition is that it doesn't always tell you when to stop. It tells you to keep going, to keep improving, to keep reaching, to keep becoming. And me personally, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think as humans, we're designed to grow. We're designed to move forward. That's why we have legs. And even if we didn't have legs, we have arms. If we didn't have arms, we have our mind. And every single facet of our body tells us to move forward. And that's not a bad thing at all. Until you realize you stop appreciating where you are. And I can agree on that. I don't appreciate where I am or who I am. For example, I live in this quiet house, not an apartment, a house. I don't have neighbors. I have neighbors, but they're not attached to me. I don't have a dog or cat in the background. It's absolute silence. I have a big TV, a big living room, my own bedroom, my own bathroom. But yet, I can never appreciate it. I never appreciate it. And this is coming from somebody who was homeless before. I never appreciate this, the small things in the world. I never appreciate myself for working hard to get where I am right now, to this day. So, from me, the speaker, to you, the listener, I want to ask some questions. What have you accomplished that you never stopped to celebrate? What versions of yourself from 5 years ago will be proud of you today? What goals are you chasing now? I know what goal I'm chasing. It's a financial goal. I'm chasing wealth, not influence. Wealth, not popularity. Wealth. Wealth, riches, money, tangibles. I'm chasing these things not for myself. I want to give back. I want to give back to the people who put me in a position of where I am today. And in order to get back to that, to give back to them, I need to continue to chase wealth, enough to satisfy the debts that I need to pay back to owe them. Those people who built me, those people who changed me, those people who created me, that molded me, I want to pay them back 1,000 times over. And with enough wealth, I believe that I will get there. And if you reached it tomorrow, would you finally feel like it's enough? Like I said, it doesn't matter if $40 million pop up into my bank account tomorrow. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I can give back to the people who built me, who molded me, who created me, who sculpted me. Once I give back to those people, that is when I will feel satisfied. That is when I will feel like it's enough. That is when I will feel like perfection will be accomplished when I make that happen. Sometimes I think about the younger version of ourselves, of myself, the version that would be amazed by where I am now, the version that just wanted a chance, a shot, an opportunity, a future. And somewhere along the way, we became so focused on what we don't have that we forget that we fail, really. We don't forget. We fail at appreciating what we once prayed for. I know I do. I know I do. So as I wrap up this segment, our final segment about perfection, I would like to say that I don't think the answer is to stop growing. I don't think the answer is to stop dreaming. I don't think that the answer is to stop chasing what's next. Like I said, we're fundamentally designed to do all of those things. We are. I think the answer is remembering to look around once in a while, to appreciate the view, to acknowledge how far you've come. Because you, the listener, you're great. You are great in your own way. So stop treating yourself like a project that needs to be fixing. Because you don't need to be fixed. You're great the way you are. I want to say that you're perfect. Because perfection is a moving target. The room will be open again on Tuesday. So, as I close out, maybe tonight, before you fall asleep, think about the version of yourself that got you here. The one that kept going. The one that survived. The one that carried you more than you already knew. They deserve some credit too. I'll leave the light on for you. And if you're still awake, I'll see you again on another night.